Bleach is a series that speaks on the connection between others that help us connect to ourselves. Kubo crafts a story with very little words that emphasizes on the visual medium and the feelings the characters exude. Bleach often gets confused for having a lack of depth while also being overly pretentious. Do not believe the hype, however. Bleach is a series that respects the audience's intelligence to understand the character motivations and thematic arcs. So on the surface, it leads to people not understanding characters and the fans having to overcompensate by acting as if they can see 4D and bestow upon others the gift of knowledge. However, this divide is immediately squandered when entering the author's creative vision, often shown through poems. Poems in Bleach not only tie together multiple thematic arcs, but also directly shape the character growth we see in real time. Poems are essentially the tour guide for diving into the framework Bleach presents. Today, we will dive into 5 essential poems that shine a light on what Bleach has to say. There are 74 poems in Bleach, and 5 is not even close to covering the entire series, but it will be a good sample size for uncovering what we can. Volume 59, Battle is Everything. In my first video ever, I subtly analyzed this poem and how it reflects Unohana. If you want to see a full framework of her character and how it pertains to this poem, please go check out that video. Anyway, let's first dive into the context of this poem. Naturally, we have the battle-hungry Kenpachis engaging in the bloodbaths of their lives. These characters live for battle each and every day. Why is that, however? We can see in Bleach that a character's Zanpakuto is simply just a reflection and mirror of their soul. These characters grow and bond with their soul and feel pride in showing this off. For a low tier analogy, why do you go back and look at your own Instagram stories but literally no one else's? This is because you feel an intrinsic pride about being able to express yourself. This is precisely the case with the Shinigami in their Zanpakuto. This very through line is what the poem is in reference to. Battle is Everything is a testament and acknowledgement of the strength every individual has. One is born into battle and one must find themselves in battle. Volume 70. There is no pain as long as I keep my eyes on the balance scale. This poem directly ties into Jugram's core characterization and agency for Thousand Year Blood War. Outside of representing one of the main motifs of the series, Jugram is a character shaped by his circumstance and tragedy. Jugram is best seen through his relationships, especially Baz B. One look at his backstory and we can see how Jugram's motivations are highlighted a lot more subtly. After Baz B's village is burnt down, Jugram and Baz make a non-verbal agreement to join Yuha's army and then kill him. This is a huge aspect of the Bleach manga that Kubo doesn't 100% flesh out, but nonetheless exists as an integral plot point. Jugram's balance is walking between the line of killing his friend for their ultimate goal of killing Yuha. There is no pain of losing Bazby as long as I maintain our motivations. The pain and guilt he feels ultimately veers its head during his confrontation with Uryu. Uryu is a person who chooses both. His motivation is to kill Yuha and save his friends. Jugram places his own actions onto the balance and projects a sense of exoneration until Uryu is the one to admonish that. Uryu's actions declare that Jugram is fundamentally wrong and that he should never appeal to the balance which sacrifices his friends. Volume 54. If you can say that your heart doesn't change, then that is strength. I've touched upon this poem in 2 of my videos, and here's a more layered analysis of what this poem aims to be. Stagnation versus evolution is one of the most primary thematic conflicts of Bleach. Hollows naturally seek to evolve into Menos, then Gillians, then Ahuches, then Vastos. However, the condition to evolve is to eat souls indefinitely. Functionally, this makes low-level hollows no different from Vasto Lord hollows. Both are doomed to consume until they literally cannot anymore. The most interesting mechanic related to this is that evolution is permanently stopped for them if a part of a hollow's body is eaten. We can see pretty comfortably how evolution in this context is just a fancier form of stagnation. They're all running on the same treadmill. This even rings true for our cast of characters. Tosen decided to evolve his character and adopt ideals from his late friend. However, this only ended in worsening his own character. This spawned hypocrisy, which which you can only find in his deathbed. The same for his late friend Kamamura. Understandably, evolution only keeps you on the same level at best, or completely kills you at worst. The only true way to evolve is to remain the same. Ichigo best exemplifies this. By staying true to yourself, your ideals, and your own being, can you ever hope to evolve? The strength one obtains is entirely based on your own self-acceptance. If you are unbending in a cruel world, you have obtained true strength. Volume 19. No, nothing can change my world. One of my favorite poems comes in the beginning to the climax of the Soul Society arc. This poem refers to Ichigo obtaining Bankai and becoming a challenge to Byakuya Kuchiki. This Ichigo is in his element. This Ichigo has the unrelenting resolve to achieve his goal. This Ichigo does not waver with any conflict inside him. The accompanying art has the Buddhist symbol Enso. This is a sacred circle that symbolizes strength, enlightenment, and emptiness. For all intents and purposes, he has every right to believe this. His mind is unerring and he has achieved the literal apex of Shinigami abilities. He hilariously humiliates 3 Captain Class Shinigami and blitzes the main antagonist on 2 separate occasions. He literally pulls a 2012 LeBron. He believes he is a quintessential Ichigo, the true Ichigo. For this purpose, he believes nothing can change his world. Volume 33. We are insects. Parasitic worms writhing in malicious constancy, soaring past the moon you look up to until you pathetic creatures are no longer visible. Easily one of the most nuanced and layered poems in the series, Nochiura is a character I have attempted to spend a lot of time discussing and breaking down. You have a short thematic analysis in my Bleach video and a brief character analysis in my Aizen video. I will attempt to cover literally everything possible with Nochiura's character alone, so my love for this character writing can be seen and we can all admire how cracked Kubo is as a writer and mangaka. Nochiura is a character who aims to break the cycle of grief Hollows experience. Hollows, by their nature, feel an indescribable pain and suffering. Trapped in a world where selfishness, solitude, and greed exist, Nochiura's ideals become very clear. The only way to escape the cycle is with strength. He is not wrong in adopting this mindset. Strength is a clear way to paint the path you want to create, especially as a hollow, which means you can consume others to attempt to evolve. Nochiura is justified in believing this. The most crucial aspect of this is that by doing this, Nochiura is appealing to his very being. He detests every single hollow, for they are simply a reflection of the cursed existence he lives. Nochiura's own personality and quote-unquote misogyny and pride are all because he hates hollows more than anyone. He likens hollows to insects. If we were all insects eating one another in order to survive, then I'll be the ultimate insect, soaring past the moon, gaining all the strength possible to free you all, and free myself from this inescapable cycle. It is ever important that Nochiura fully reflects this cycle that the moon represents in Bleach. We see that drawn clearly within the manga, but we also consistently see it within his character design. His Zanpakuto is literally a crescent symbol, and his own headgear mirrors this as well. Nochiura embodies the literal symbol of the cycle and the lack of enlightenment many characters face. This is the poetic tragedy and irony within his character. He is defined by wanting to escape the cycle, but his own character motivations and environment mold the shackles that keep him in place, permanently stagnant, a Vasto who is unable to evolve at all. I would like to thank everyone for making it to the end of the video. I love talking about Bleach and especially the poems because, as I said, these are literally the bread and butter for understanding what Bleach is trying to do. If you enjoyed, naturally, you should like the video and subscribe for more. I never know what my next video is because my motivation to make videos literally change on a dime. Like, for an example, it took me months to make the Aizen video, like literally 3 months or so, but it took me less than a week to make both of my critical diatribe videos. Less than a week to write, record, and edit, by the way. So yeah, just let me know whatever type of content you're seeing or what type of content you would like to see, and I'll be there. Have a nice one now.